Hi, folks. This is Steve Surfaro with Security InfoWatch, and I'm really happy to be here with David Greenberg, right? You're global
Vice President of Global Sales at
Vice
Dedrone.
President Global Sales
Absolutely.
for Dedrone.
Dedrone.
And I pronounced it correctly.
You did. It takes a few tries sometimes, but first shot.
And what does Dedrone stand for? It really stands for drone defense, right?
Drone detection.
Drone detection.
Exactly. So,
which is an important distinction, right?
Absolutely. So what we're looking to do is identify and track the drones that are in the airspace.
And that's an important distinction because it's very legal.
Exactly. It's legal. And before you could take any other steps in a drone defense process or procedure, you need to first understand what drones are in your airspace and where they are. So before you could go and, take down a drone with another drone, which is unfortunately illegal right now, you need to first know where is that drone in your airspace.
Well, you probably don't want to actively take down a drone anyway, because they could be very large and fall on people, right?
Hence why it is illegal in most countries. And that's true. There's a liability that's tied to taking down a drone. So it's something that we highly recommend anybody avoid. So it's really understanding where that drone is and then putting in procedures in place where you can protect yourself and really mitigate that drone risk without actually taking down the drone.
So you are truly a global company, right? Your founder is
founders are from Germany. Now we're headquartered in the U.S. and we have a couple of offices in the U.S., in Germany, and in the U.K.
That's fantastic. They're all allies.
Absolutely, exactly.
Okay, great. So the components of Dedrone, I see here you've got some radio devices, right?
Yep. So these are our RF sensors. So they're essentially passive devices where they're listening for the signals that drones emit. So most drones are operating on various protocols. We have a drone DNA database where we put those protocols into, and these sensors are actively listening for any drones in your airspace. So it'll know what is RF and Wi-Fi from a drone versus maybe a Wi-Fi hotspot or something like that.
Wow, so you actually have a drone database that you can continuously update.
Absolutely, and we have a cloud-based platform, so as soon as we put a new drone into our database, it gets pushed out to all of our customers worldwide.
That is impressive. So that update resides, I assume, in the resides in the cloud and gets updated into these devices?
Exactly. So we have, like I said, a cloud-based approach. So it gets updated to the devices and within the software platform itself.
So the architecture are these detection sensors, and
purely passive detection sensors.
You put them, I suppose, around an airport?
Exactly. So it could be around an airport, a prison, critical infrastructure. So you'll set up this right here is just purely a detection-based sensor. So it'll tell you how many drones are out there. This is the RF300. So this is the RF100 here. The RF300 requires a minimum of 3 of them. And that's what gives you localization to understand exactly where those drones are within your airspace.
Okay, so it uses a minimum of 3 for triangulation purposes.
Exactly.
Whereas you could just have one of these for a smaller space.
Right. Yep. Absolutely.
Okay, so I got it.
Yep.
However, I would say most use cases, like with protecting a grid, a grid or an element of what we would call the HSE, the Homeland Security Enterprise, which I know you know what that is. Which, by the way, I think this should be a standard feature.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I would wonder why somebody would not put this, but they would gravitate more towards these, right?
Well, you actually need both of these.
Oh,
so
you
they
need
work
both.
in parallel.
So walk me through a typical design.
Yep, absolutely. So again, one of these is required in a deployment, the RF100, and at a bare minimum, 3 of these are required. And what's happening is you have the RF300s that once the RF100 picks up a drone in the airspace, the RF300 locks onto that drone. So while it's locking onto that drone, the RF100 then goes back into a scanning mode to understand, are there other drones in your airspace?
Smart.
And if so, then the RF300 could start tracking multiple drones at once. So they're all working in parallel.
So these drones could be dispersed,
Yep, exactly.
going in different vectors?
Yes. And that's what we found. And again, this is through working with militaries, that what their concern is that you might have a drone coming in from the north, and it's really meant to put all eyes on the north, while the attack could potentially be coming from the south.
Brilliant.
Yes. So tracking multiple drones at once is critical.
Now, you record these patterns, right? As I see here,
yeah, exactly.
You've got a nice little UI here.
Yeah. And what you're seeing here is actually not just RF, but you're looking at RF, radar, and cameras that are getting a full view of the drones in the airspace.
So I noticed that we can't see it, but there is a camera. My God, it looks like a very, very tiny dot, but you're able to acquire that, huh?
Exactly. We have our own proprietary video analytics platform where it's actually able to understand what's a drone and what's not a drone. So,
and you can work at night.
Yep, exactly. So we do work with thermal cameras, night vision, etc. And when you're bringing in radar as well, again, that's always picking up things which the camera is then verifying for you.
That is amazing. So FLIR, as I understand it, is one of your partners.
Yep.
So you're actually able to use a combination of visible light and thermal imaging cameras.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
And that's probably what you recommend, huh?
Yes. Well, it really depends on the severity of the risk at the site that we're working at. So certain sites, RF 100s and RF 300s are going to be all that's required. But then other sites where security is a larger concern, they're going to want to potentially get additional visibility, which radar and cameras will provide.
So really what's new with your platform is the ability to use thermal imaging cameras, but also the new profiles of all the new drones.
Absolutely.
We're taking a look here. Wow. So what am I seeing here? So I'm seeing some blue radar type pattern.
So the blue that you're seeing right there are the RF sensors that are tracking the drone, and then the radar is picking it up as well to give you that pinpoint accuracy. And again, through the platform that we put together, we have a data fusion approach where all of these sensors are coming together as one to give you a full view of what drones are in your airspace.
This is really, really tremendous. So I see you've got some sample projects that you've done in airspace.
Exactly. And what this shows is actually from our system. So not only can you look back on old alerts and you can actually see the tracks that they've gone on, but you're able to look at what alerts have happened over time and identify essentially a heat map of where you're seeing the most activity.
Wow. So you're actually able to have some intelligence.
100%.
Do you think AI is your next step?
That will be coming down the line, especially as we start to see, the same types of routes being made. We can start to alert users that, hey, a route that we've seen a lot of activity on is being hit again, and potentially alert different folks that might be tied to those areas of the facility. So we've got, again, a heat map. We've got times of day, types of drones that you're seeing in your airspace. And this is all provided through the platform itself so that you're able to, again, have full visibility on what's going on with your airspace. These can be published automatically through our platform to different users throughout your organization, which has been a great asset as people start to put together their drone policy.
So really the answer to my original question that I was walking in here with, you've got $100,000, you can buy both.
Absolutely.
Drone defense, drone detection, and drones.
So you're able to do a lot. Again, this is really meant for it ties to the size of the facility and the number of sensors that are required. But, we're really able to work with facilities of any size to make sure that we're able to hit their budget and, complete their use case.
One of the things that I was thinking about was the New Year's Eve celebration that NYPD had, and they couldn't fly their drones.
Yep, exactly.
So this is probably, would that be a really good example where you would want drone detection?
Absolutely. Over any crowded event, having an understanding of what drones are breaching, really going against the law of flying over crowded spaces, having that is really critical for events like that. And we do a number of events. So we've worked with the PGA Tour and other, global economic events to help support law enforcement.
Well, you don't drop mulligans on the green, do you?
No, we do not.
Okay, good. You've got an ethics
absolutely
construct for that. Okay.
100%.
Well, this has been fantastic. I could see exactly why, and I'll tell you, because of my little pets, I am definitely a fan. I would definitely buy one of these for my city of Phoenix, and I hope they deploy this soon. So how can viewers get more information on how to purchase this?
Absolutely. Go to dedrone.com, Dedrone. And there's a number of areas where we go to help support it. Plus, we work with a number of partners across the U.S. and the globe. So we'd be able.
Your partners are listed, as remember, FLIR, Axis.
Exactly.
And I'm sure you're coming up with a number of others too.
Absolutely. So there's a number of ways to reach out to us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
And we appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you very much.